Hi, my name is Rob Clark, and I'm a financial advisor with Destiny Wealth Partners. I'd like to cover the importance of preparing yourself for a longer life. Why should this be important in terms of preparing for retirement? With the continuous improvements in healthcare and technology, we're seeing people live longer and longer. The number of Americans aged 90 or older has tripled in the last 3 decades, and it's expected to quadruple by 2050. There are now 70,000 centenarians in the United States. That's 4 times the amount we had just 10 years ago. If you go back to 1900, the life expectancy was 47. It's now 78. I'd like to review 5 important areas when factoring our continuous improvement towards longevity. Number 1, revise your planning projections in terms of how long you think you're going to live. Personally, I would plan on living 100, if not 120. I understand that seems like overkill. The last thing you want to end up doing is going back to work at 90 because you planned on dying at 85. Number 2, save longer and save more. Many people under the assumption they'll have 20 good years in retirement. They'll retire around 65 and leave the planet around 85. Well, if longevity does in fact continue to improve, there's a good chance you could see 105. And if you do, that's double the time frame you're planning on in terms of retirement, which means you're going to need a lot more assets to keep you in retirement. Number 3, don't be dependent on Social Security and optimize your benefit. In 1935, there used to be 159 workers for every person collecting Social Security. Now, there are only 3 workers for every person collecting Social Security. My recommendation to you is don't count on it being your sole income as far as retirement's concerned. I would also recommend you push it out as far as you can, which is age 70. Each year you defer it, you get an 8% increase. By 85, you'll be in the positive and you'll be much better off financially taking it at age 70. Number 4, increase your equity exposure for more years. The traditional rule of thumb is as you get older and closer to retirement, you get more conservative, which would be considered into fixed income versus equity. Well, if we're living, call it 40 years in retirement, you're going to need more growth in your allocation. My recommendation to you is increase your exposure in terms of equity versus fixed income. Number 5, convert your IRAs to Roth IRAs. The longer you live, the more tax-free growth will help your assets last. You will have to pay taxes up front, but if handled properly, this strategy can go a long way. Ultimately, by focusing on these 5 areas, you'll put yourself in a good position to enjoy your later years, and you'll be well prepared.